I rely on live broadcasts to talk about top-notch gossip and earn millions a day. When talking about the rejection of his pursuit of the school flower, the audience was boiling. But the top stream broke the defense. He directly broke into my live broadcast room with a large number, and frantically swiped the screen, laughing to death. Who gave you the school flower? Yourself. Actually, I don't like you very much. Thank you. You're really pretending. Why don't you speak? Weren't you pretty chic when you rejected me? Okay. For the sake of your brother so much Amelia's unforgettable points, I'll give you a chance to pull my brother out of the blacklist. I looked confused. So, who did you confess to back then? After the air is silent for 3 seconds, the system prompts that the other party has exited your live broadcast room. I have been acting in a supporting role in the entertainment industry for 5 years, and I still hit the streets. One slid his hand and praised the black material of the top Steward Marner. I was scolded that night. When I was crying and writing a statement to quit the circle, I received a notice. Give 800,000 and ask me to play a stupid, vicious, big-chested green tea in a variety show. The agent advised me not to take it, saying that it would affect the image. Laughing to death, I can't eat. Do you still care about the image? Besides, the 18 generations of my ancestors have been greeted all over again, so I still have an image. As expected, on the day of the show, I just showed my face, and attracted a full screen of scolding. Sister sliding is here. Spit out first as respect. Passing by. Spitting out a hand slippery sister. What do you ask her to do? Is there really no one in internal entertainment? If it weren't for watching Amelia, I wouldn't have opened this ghost show. It's really unlucky. The Amelia in their mouth is the new little flower to be popped by this variety show. Why do you say it is waiting to be exploded? Because when her work has not yet been broadcast, she quickly became beautiful out of the circle with only makeup photos and tidbits. When it was her turn to appear, the attitude of the Barrage immediately took a 180-degree turn. Mom, what a great face. Yangoose tears gushed out from the corners of his mouth. My eyes that have seen green tea have been purified by my sister. There are still a small number of Barrages that still haven't forgotten to scold me. Scheming girl. Stay away from our home, Amelia. I ignored it and even leaned over next to Amelia. No way. Who let the camera favor beauty? And my job is to rub as many shots as I can. If I don't do this, how can I contrast Amelia's non-fighting and non-grabbing? And people are as indifferent as chrysanthemums. Amelia shifted to the side expressionlessly, brushing her hair to hide the disgust that flashed in her eyes. I bowed my head in contemplation. The school flower deserves to be the school flower. It's so nice to roll your eyes. No wonder that the one who has had a crush on her for so many years. In order to warm up the scene, the first link set up by the program team is for the guests to give gifts to each other. Most of the other guests gave each other some Polaroids, albums and the like, trying to be polite and not make mistakes. This also made the atmosphere of the audience harmonious and revealing a trace of restraint. But when I pulled out my photo card, people on and off the screen couldn't hold back. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's not enough for me to have it here. While stuffing the small cards into the hands of the guests, I nodded and took the opportunity to promote myself. The contact information is written on the back. There is a drama to call me. People are beautiful and cheap, and things will come tilde, while the audience was embarrassed. The Barrage ridiculed crazy. Small card. Or did you print it yourself? Good awesome operation. No. Why is she embarrassed to take out her hand? My God. Speechless. It's really picky and stupid. Is Lynn Terry really taking herself as a female star? This dead guy. If it weren't for my brother, who would know her? In the end, there are still a lot of people in the entertainment industry, and everyone was just surprised for a moment, and then put away the small card as usual. Another male idol winked at me. Okay, sister, I'll keep it for good. Hooking up with a hand-slipping sister in front of the camera. Aren't you afraid of being rushed by sunspots? The corners of my mouth twitched, and I didn't dare answer at all. Fortunately, at this time, the camera has been given to Amelia on the side. She is handing out hand-knitted scarves. So thoughtful. My sister is really ingenious. Wait, wouldn't Amelia give Lynn Terry a scarf too? It's a big loss. Amelia's hand-knitted scarf in exchange for a bunch of broken photos of her hand-slippery sister. Bad luck. Amelia stopped in front of me, but didn't give me the scarf she had expected. Instead, he pulled out a pair of non-slip gloves. She tilted her head, her expression innocent. Lynn Terry, I think you need this. The Barrage laughed. Ha ha ha, it's so cool. Rectification of hand slippery green tea really depends on us, Amelia. You're all laughing, but I'm scolding. Amelia is giving my brother Steward Marner a head. Mom, my CP, it's true, they were originally true. My relative is a staff member of their company, and said that the two of them kissed each other in private. I took the gloves without changing my face, pinched my throat and whispered to Amelia, then thank you, sister. I'm half a year older than Amelia. The sister who designed the script successfully won me the title of Dead Green Tea. Amelia lifted her chin to look at the barrage of scolding me, and the corners of her lips curled in satisfaction. After the warm-up session, the host officially introduced the program. This program is called Anchor Please Be in Place, focusing on the self-media live broadcast industry. The program will register a new account for each guest to help the guest live broadcast over a 3-day period. The winner is the account with the most traffic. This theme is actually not very kind to me, because the rest of the guests are either old drama bones with a high degree of national popularity, or new traffic is in full swing. It's just me who is nothing. When the host finished announcing the rules, and asked the guests what track they would choose, Amelia was the first to raise her hand. I choose a book blogger. One of my hobbies in my spare time is reading, and now that the physical publishing industry is sluggish, I want to make a modest contribution to physical publishing. As soon as these words came out, her fans burst into tears. Our Amelia is really a very good baby, beautiful and kind-hearted. Amelia really loves to read, and she always posts books on Weibo. Oh my god, it makes sense. Amelia has taken the idea of this show to a new level. The moment my sister said that she wanted to contribute to the physical publication, the rest of the guests were all overshadowed. The guests also applauded very cooperatively. Before the warm scene passed, I raised my hand and interjected, I choose gossip bloggers. I love gossip. My mouth will itch if I don't be 2 gossip sentences a day. When the leaves are green, they must always be set off with red flowers. I still have that work ethic. The barrage exploded. Sister Slippery is really good at stealing the limelight from others, and her mouth is itchy to go home and take the soles of her shoes to sob. It's annoying to see her. Can you be a little promising? An artist to be a paparazzi. Lo is dead. I don't know which colleague is going to be unlucky. And she broke the news. What's going on with a little anticipation, all of a sudden? I hope she will quickly explode some heavy gossip and then be blocked by the big guy. During the intermission after the discussion, Amelia and I met by chance in the bathroom. She tilted her head to stare at me in the mirror and said in a contemptuous tone, Hey, Lynn Terry, isn't your play a little too much? I ignored her, and was about to leave after washing my hands, but she kicked her nose and grabbed me. Are you a thief? Why not answer my question? You're addicted, aren't you? I frowned and shook her off. Are you sick? Isn't it your team's own script? Are you willing to be scolded when I am? Spend money to hire someone to be the control group, but I am afraid that the control group will steal the show. Nerve. Or is it because this green leaf is me? That's why she's so unhappy. I'm supposed to be the one who should be upset, right? When I was in high school, she didn't laugh at me for being poor with her sisters. She held her head high and looked angry, as if she was going to tear me apart in the next second. I pointed to her nose and said, If you have the ability, you let the director fire me now, and I will immediately pack up my things and get out of the house if I take the liquidated damages. With that, I glared at her warily and turned to leave. It's all off camera, and you still want me to be submissive to her? Sorry, this is an additional price. With the help of the program team, the accounts of several of us were quickly built. Less than 10 minutes after the broadcast, Amelia received $1 million tip from a mysterious person with the username S. All kinds of gift special effects emerged in an endless stream, occupying the entire screen of her live broadcast room, and directly sending her to the entire live broadcast, the first place of the platform. Amelia shook her head helplessly, and said in a doting tone to the camera, Don't make trouble, I'm working. One stone stirred up 1,000 waves, and the audience in the live broadcast room was curious. Who the hell is it, so entrenched? Ah, it's Steward Marner. Right. It's Steward Marner. Right. The IP address also matches. Isn't Steward Marner attending Fashion Week in Paris these days? Amelia's tone. I'm really drunk, woo 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 woo. Both men and women are godnesses, and they are still brothers and sisters who debuted in the same company. I will really die of this pair of CPs. Of course, just an IP address and username doesn't mean anything. And Steward Marner's fans followed up with questions. My brother is definitely not the kind of wreck who has a wife and still hides it. If it was a real sister-in-law, with his temper, it would have been officially announced. Steward Marner said that he would never let his future sister-in-law lose sight. I'll watch her pretend quietly. At this time, Amelia picked up her mobile phone, just the right one to reveal the one at the top of Weshit, and sent a voice, "Don't make a fuss, baby. Don't forget to bring me the things on the list when you come back. I'm sorry for you. After all, only Paris can buy it." As soon as these words came out, Evrion's suspicions were instantly dispelled. I was the only one who pulled out my phone in confusion, opened the chat page with Steward Marner, and the message he sent last night was, "Come out for supper. I'm downstairs in Shawksian County. Your house." Steward Marner should have returned home yesterday, but soon. I was attracted by the scolding in my own live broadcast room. Steward Marner. How can Sister Slicker also have Steward Marner's Weshit? Fake. Her Steward Marner is not the same as the Steward Marner profile picture on Amelia's phone. Do you love my sister so much? Even a boyfriend has to be the same. It's scary. Lynn Terry can't have any paranoia. Right. It's so funny. My brother will go with her to eat Shawksian. I don't know how to make up a good one. When I saw the Barrage, I realized that I didn't know when the program team put a mirror behind each guest. The reflection in the mobile phone was clearly seen by netizens. The dog has to be the dog of the program group. The commotion on my side quickly aroused Amelia's displeasure, and she had a cold face and an impatient tone. Can some people walk independently? I say, is it fun to be a pendant all day long? It's really annoying. In the midst of the barrage, the real Steward Marner broke into my live broadcast room with a large number. I heard that you praised my plastic surgery on the hot search. Don't you know if I'm done or not? You did it on purpose, didn't you? How jealous of my beauty. Got a crush on me. If you can't get it, you want to destroy it. I clicked on the speaker's avatar. Tens of millions of fans, with label certification. Damn, it's Steward Marner. The barrage seems to have been hit by a virus, and it is refreshed quickly. Steward Marner, you're a boy. Mommy won't let you play with this bad woman. Even by Ka, it's really my brother. The address is obviously in this city. Lynn Terry and Steward Marner seem to have a good relationship. Heh. Ha ha ha. I'm not a fan of anyone, but it's really cool to slap the face next door. It's too cool. I've long seen that the Yan Press coffee next door is not happy, and I don't even have a work. All day long, it's either Yan Press this or Yan Press that. She's the reincarnation of a bulldozer. I have long felt that something is wrong. How can my brother engage in trumpet show affection? Just came from next door. Amelia's face is green, ha 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 ha. I just said that Steward Marner is so picky about a person. How can he brush a big rocket for someone else? Among the thousands of barrages, Steward Marner accurately captured this one and immediately counterattacked. I pick. He. In the next second, countless gifts such as Kunpeng Wanli, Phoenix wings spread and so on scrambled out, crowding the entire screen for a long time. Earth dogs like me. Where have I ever seen this meeting? Immediately shouted to stop. Wait a while. Wait a while. Don't brush it yet. The platform has a rake. Is it okay to transfer money directly to me on Weshit? Steward Marner. Steward Marner fans. I seem to know why Steward Marner is so picky. Dozens of dollars of tea are worn for several years, but tens of millions of dollars are brushed for his wife. What kind of strength is this? Steward Marner. You're really. I'm crying to death. Don't talk about it. Sister-in-law is good. Hello sister-in-law. Hello sister-in-law. The strange and neat greeting in the live broadcast room was like a gangster party. My head is big. It's nice to call my sister-in-law now. And when Steward Marner and Amelia make an official announcement, I won't be killed by this torrential traffic. I hurriedly corrected my name. You misunderstood. We are small and grew up together. not a couple. I was thinking about getting Steward Marner to clarify it as well. Steward Marner, the big brother on the list, suddenly withdrew from the live broadcast room without warning. My heart seemed to beat empty, laughing to death. Is Steward Marner angry? If you are angry, you have to be coaxed by your wife to be good. Tens of millions in exchange for a sentence is just small. In exchange for who is not a heart attack. It feels like Steward Marner is hiding and secretly crying ha ha ha. I glanced at the barrage, with mixed feelings. Steward Marner treats me well because he's a nice guy himself. It's not that he likes me to be good to me. Just like that sophomore year of high school, my mother saved money to buy me a pair of fake shoes. I happily walked to school and came home dejected, because my classmates pointed out in public that my shoes were fake. Vanity was a haunt, and I felt that I couldn't hold my head up all day. But looking at my mother's tired appearance, I couldn't open my mouth to say I didn't like it. That afternoon, Steward Marner ran all over the city to buy shoes like mine. The next day, everyone thought that this brand of shoes was out of the new style, because no one will suspect that Steward Marner is wearing a fake. He's such a person, and he's kind to everyone. I am proud and sad at the same time. The popularity of my side continues to skyrocket, but the live broadcast room of Amelia next door has become a miasma from the quiet years at the beginning. Is it interesting to have a small-size Steward Marner? Very vain and fun. It seems that you don't even have Steward Marner's wish it, pretending to be in love, sprinkling fake candy and being struck by thunder. Young lady, I'm laughing to death. I'm embarrassed by others again. Amelia's fans can't hold back. Amelia never said that it was Steward Marner on the other side. Right. I blame Amelia for snorting CP by myself. Isn't it disgusting? The black powder from the opposite side is troublesome to get out. Sister Sliding's fans are really disgusted. Do you think that if you hook up with Steward Marner, you can cyberbully others? Amelia held the book, her eyes red. Everyone, if you want to quarrel, please go out and quarrel. I didn't start this live broadcast to quarrel. In the distressed voices of fans, she forced a smile and began to tell the story. The first day's farce ended with me surpassing second place Amelia by 20 million. The agent's eyebrows fluttered, saying that I am really red now. I turned on my phone, and found that my Weibo account had actually gained hundreds of thousands of followers in just 2 hours. Probably all the traffic brought in by Steward Marner. The top stream deserves to be the top stream, and a casual blood transfusion is a height that others can't reach in a lifetime. The agent is still imagining a bright future, fantasizing that after the show ends, follow-up contract endorsement dramas will come one after another. She shook my shoulders and screamed excitedly, "Bo, we're going to do our best. We're really going to send it." I smiled and hugged her back, but deep down I was a little uneasy. Compared with the chickens and dogs on the first day, the live broadcast room on the second day was obviously much more harmonious. Sister-in-law, sister-in-law, I want to listen to gossip. Good morning, sister-in-law. Steward Marner is okay casually. I really want to hear the story of you and Steward Marner. Childhood sweethearts must be very sweet tilde. Childhood sweetheart. If it had been placed in the past, there was a high probability that this word would have made my fawn bump into it. But since the year he graduated from high school, he heard that Steward Marner confessed that Amelia was rejected. My fawn has already been hit and killed. Me and him are really just young, and he has been very well behaved and good students since he was a child, and there is no gossip to talk about. I thought about it for a moment and continued, otherwise, let's talk about other gossip. There is an actress who is very afraid of geese because she was pecked in the eye by geese when she was a child, which left a psychological shadow. I haven't finished talking yet, and the barrage has already started laughing. No, no, no. Is there really anyone afraid of geese? Ha ha ha. I laughed a little too. It's true, but the first scene she received in her life was to play a peasant girl who appeared with a goose. She went to ask the props team if she could replace the goose with a chicken, thinking that the scene of the peasant girl was mixed with the villagers, and it didn't affect anything. But the director heard it and slapped her in public and told her to get out. Enthusiastic netizens were very angry. How can this be? Is it great to be a director? Can't you say something well? Do you have to do it? I really want to know who this director is. It's too much. Tell me who it is. My keyboard can't help but get justice. I wasn't distracted by the mood of the barrage, but calmly finished the ending. The actress was slapped and honestly finished the role. And then she gradually accumulated some fame, step by step, and finally exploded with a play. So much so that the director who looked down on her at the beginning begged her to play her female number one. The barrage was boiling, and he frantically brushed up, Shuang Wen heroine. Well done. I quietly breathed a sigh of relief. I thought that the live broadcast gossip would encounter a cold scene, but I didn't expect the atmosphere to be quite active as a whole. Of course, Steward Marner warmed up yesterday, was thinking about how to thank him, when he accidentally glanced at it, and saw the agent anxiously banging on the door of the live broadcast room. She was so anxious that she was about to cry, but the staff stopped her from entering. Seeing me look over, she lifted her phone with a sad face. I stood up and didn't even have to pick up my phone to know what was going on, because the wind direction in the live broadcast room tends to become the fastest. Everyone, go and see the hot search. Steward Marner's company is going to call the police. Artist Steward Marner was stolen yesterday, and swiped away tens of millions of funds to reward an unknown actress, and the staff said that they are currently considering calling the police. Isn't it? What's the situation? So the person who gave Lynn Terry a gift yesterday wasn't Steward Marner at all. Did someone steal Steward Marner's number? Swiped his card too. It's outrageous. It can't be done by Sister Slippery, right? I'll just say, how can Steward Marner be so familiar with Sister Sliding? This is overturning real punishment. Return the money, refund the money, return the money, return the money. I frowned and motioned for the staff to pause the live stream first. As a result, the other party ignored him. The assistant broadcaster whispered into my ear, the director said that everything is business as usual, and it is not allowed to interrupt the live broadcast. I know that the program team has no lower limit in order to stir up popularity. Otherwise they wouldn't have spent money to invite me. I don't care what I do. My reputation is stinky anyway. But if Steward Marner is involved, the matter is in trouble. With his character, this matter will definitely not be put down gently. And recently he has been negotiating with the agency to terminate the contract. If it gets too big, I'm afraid it will be difficult to end up in the end. Thinking of this, I picked up my phone and sent a WeChat message to Steward Marner. Don't be impulsive. Call me back first, when you see the news. However, this news was like a stone in the sea, and there was no response. No. Why is it that Sister Slippery is dying and still pretending? The way you look at your own trumpet incompetently and furiously is really funny. Sit and wait for the police to come and arrest Sister, ha 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 ha. Sister Rue was the first person to be arrested in the live broadcast. A small part of the barrage tries to analyze rationally. Lynn Terry is not stupid. Why did she direct and act in this kind of drama? It's a matter of minutes to be poked. Okay, after so many times, you still can't learn to let the bullets fly for a while. Be merciful. Everyone, be careful and be slapped in the face again. These analyses have aroused more people's dissatisfaction. Fans follow the main character, and the fans of Sister Slippery are like her, and their mouths are harder than anything else, laughing to death. I can still be so calm when I am caught pretending to be a top streamer. I have to learn from the cheekiness of Sister Sliding. The police have been called. The police said that they will investigate soon, and Sister Sliding's live broadcast room will not be closed for an hour, and the police will definitely be able to arrive. The barrage of insults continues, and the live broadcast platform has quickly frozen all the tips received in my live broadcast room. On the real-time leaderboard, I fell from the first moment to the bottom of the list. This move is tantamount to confirming my account theft hype. For a while, the live broadcast room was as noisy as a boiling oil pot. Amelia, on the other hand, was playing The Good Days on a loop. It's so relieved. It's so relieved. I'm relieved to see that Sister Slip is about to enter the game. The truth is revealed. We, Amelia, have come to our hearts and souls. Amelia also choked up and recited the poem, The Light Boat Has Crossed the 10,000 Mountains. For a while, the hot search was as lively as the new year. Pound Steward Marner has called the police. Pound Lynn Terry, fraudster. Pound Amelia is innocent. The program team didn't think it was a big deal to see the excitement, and temporarily arranged a new link through the broadcast. All anchors are required to read the barrage aloud for 10 minutes, and we will score the anchor's line skills. This is too obvious and too low level, but the barrage can't be seen. In other words, I saw it, so I scolded more vigorously. The agent was so angry that he was in tears, but he had no choice but to put his head against the glass door, and look at me pitifully. Because it is stated in the contract, I must unconditionally cooperate with the recording of the program. I can't afford to pay for the liquidated damages, but it doesn't matter. For 800,000, I can do anything. In the past 5 years in the entertainment industry, my little shame has long been thrown into the sea. Worship high and step low, eat human blood steamed buns, and maliciously hype. It's all just a base in this circle. What's more, with these 800,000, I have the confidence to climb and roll again. Handing the agent a reassuring look, I cleared my throat and began to read the barrage. Lynn Terry, you're really shameless. Did your mom throw your face away when she gave birth to you? Lynn Terry, get out of the showbiz. Sister Rumor, why don't you die? At first, I was able to read the cold and malicious words with a blank face. Until I read this. Hello Anchor, my mother is your fan. The paranoid female no. 3 you played in Wrong Love for a Life, made my mother watch this bad movie. She can't type, and she is so anxious to call me to support you, although I don't know what happened. But remember that my mother will always stand behind you. Wrong Love for a Life. A big bad movie. That sucks when you hear the name. But it's the biggest role that my agent and I have begged for at the wine table. I didn't expect that someone would really read it carefully. And because of me. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. I opened my mouth to thank you, and the choked throat in my voice suddenly couldn't be hidden. I raised my hand to block my hot eyes, but the 360-degree mirror in the live broadcast room had nowhere to hide. The director mercilessly directed into the headset, slap her face. Get closer. Hey, who is that? Don't stop and keep reading. I took a deep breath and tilted my head, blinking quickly to suppress tears. The phone on the table vibrated suddenly. On the screen, the words, Steward Marner, are exposed to everyone's eyes. The barrage is still taunting, laughing to death. You have to act until you die. Oscar owes you a little golden man. It's too deep into the play. Right. Is it really delusional that Steward Marner will call her? Pick it up. I'll see how you round it next. Amelia's live broadcast room next door also fell silent. She curled the corners of her lips and stared at the camera defiantly. She's adamant that I can't end it. The assistant broadcaster pressed the connect button one step ahead of me. In the next second, Steward Marner's voice reached everyone's ears through the live broadcast room. Lynn Terry is me, Steward Marner. I'm filming right now, so I didn't get the news in time. Sorry. Knowing that I was live broadcasting, he immediately said solemnly, hello everyone, I'm Steward Marner. Miss Lynn Terry is a very dear presence to me, and I will not allow anyone to hurt her, including myself. My company has privately cooperated with the program team in my name to hype. For this bottomless eye-catching behavior, I have collected evidence and entrusted a lawyer to deal with it. And by the way, I will sue all those who spread rumors and spread false statements against Miss Lynn Terry. I have the time and money to find out every trolls, and large-scale organized marketing account hiding behind the network cable. And none of you can escape. The barrage quickly exploded. It's Steward Marner. Oh my God, what a tough reply. I've been fanning him for 7 years, and it's the first time I've seen him so atmospheric. I'm dizzy. What's going on? Cold knowledge. Steward Marner himself has debuted for so many years and has never been black. This is the first time. Croco, if you provoke my brother, you will kick Mount Tai. What does it mean to be incomparably cherished? Is this an official announcement? Woo-hoo-hoo. Steward Marner paused, his voice hoarse. Wait for me, I'll be there soon. Before the live broadcast was over, Steward Marner hurried to the scene. The weather outside was close to 0 degrees Celsius. But he was wearing only a black costume under his coat, and his thin and straight figure was the same as before. When I looked up, I saw him leaning against the door, with a smile like spring water at the corners of his eyes and eyebrows. Long time no see. Lynn Terry. The barrage is very excited. It's too foul to smile so sweetly with such a cool brother's face. Who knows? This scene seems to pick up his wife from work. I already have a soundtrack in my head. And the dead girl asked me to play an episode. The beauty of the husband, the glory of the wife. I looked at him in a daze and didn't respond. I bought your favorite Shoxian fried noodles. He lifted the plastic bag in his hand. Let's eat. Laugh at me, Steward Marner. How can you invite someone to eat Shoxian after chasing girls? I finally know why my brother has been solo for so many years. With Steward Marner, I'm willing to eat. The sisters in front are so brave. I habitually gave way to the side, trying to give him the C position. He pulled my chair back. The chair with the pulley was a little out of the car, and I almost hit him in his arms. There was an extra man of 1.8 meters in the small live broadcast room. It seems that even the temperature has risen a lot. Hiding from what? He raised an eyebrow. This is your live broadcast room. Looking at the rapidly soaring popularity in the upper right corner, my heart was empty. They're all here to see you, he said confidently. I'm your family. Isn't looking at me the same as looking at you? After saying that, he also introduced himself to the camera. Hello, my name is Steward Marner, and I am a family member of Lynn Terry. Please take care of me. The barrage all exploded. Family, he said, family. Did you hear that? My brother is the most kind of man. Steward Marner, you've changed. What about your cool brother character? Finally know why Lynn Terry said that he was very well behaved, and in front of his sister, cool brother became a puppy in seconds. I declare that the love of boys love brains is sweet. I lowered my head to hide my blush, but Steward Marner leaned his head over and whispered to me, Sister, why are you so red? Sick. He reached out and took my face, and approached me little by little. It's too close. I could feel his heartbeat beating faster and faster. Considering the camera, he only raised his hand and touched my forehead in the end. I don't seem to have a fever. I'll find a thermometer later. This sister brought me back to my senses. Steward Marner called me sister for 26. What's wrong with claiming to be my family? It's not red. Steward Marner stared at me for a long time, but he didn't expose my clumsy lies. After going out to answer a phone call, he looked up at Amelia's live broadcast room on the big screen, revealing a gloating, bad smile. Then let's watch the show first. Steward Marner has just publicly announced that he is breaking with the company that has cultivated him. The company couldn't withstand the pressure, and quickly made the decision to abandon the pond to protect the car, and immediately cleared up the relationship with Amelia, and also threw out the past records of her team, entrusting the company to buy Water Army marketing and black opponents. Originally, his company just wanted to take advantage of Steward Marner's popularity to attract newcomers. After all, Steward Marner's contract was about to expire, and it was a pity not to use it. It's not like they've done this before, and Steward Marner turns a blind eye to the company single-handedly cultivating him. This time, it was kicked to the steel plate. The good-natured Steward Marner started a fire, and the company's top brass couldn't sit still anyway. Countless artists who have been victimized by Amelia's marketing have come out to pour oil. For a while, Amelia became a street rat, and all kinds of previous big names and disrespecting seniors rolled their eyes were all over. Dig the bottom up. By the time it came to the next broadcast, she was still crying and apologizing. The barrage didn't buy it. No. What are you crying about? It shouldn't be you who should cry after doing so many evil things. The latest news. The TV series she starred in may not be available, and the mainstream media criticized her by name. Ha 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 ha, bad artists should be banned. Cool. From debut to banning, there are always zero works. This sister really hasn't changed her original intention. The last scene of the live broadcast is frozen in her pear blossoms with rain. I turned to look at Steward Marner, who was eating his noodles without any waves. Aren't you uncomfortable? Watching someone who once had a crush be scolded like this, it should be a little embarrassing, right? He took the remaining half bowl of fried noodles from me, and ate it with his head down. It's uncomfortable. Every time I see you eat so little, I'm worse than dead. After eating, he interacted with the barrage instead of me. The anchor is so handsome. Thanks. I think she's pretty handsome, too. Steward Marner, do you kid like people? When Steward Marner said this, I was so embarrassed that I wanted to get under the table, but he turned his head to look at me. What do you say? I don't know if this sentence is asking me, or just answering the barrage. I was silent and pretended to be dead. Steward Marner paused, then skipped the topic. Fortunately, the live broadcast will arrive soon. Steward Marner leaned closer to the camera, and waved obediently. Bye everyone. Remember to come to our sister's live broadcast room tomorrow to cheer. I wish you all a good dream. After work, Steward Marner was on my way back to the hotel, and we met the idol who took my little card. He greeted us with a giggle. Steward Marner. Lynn Terry. Steward Marner looked unkind. Give it to me. The male idol is very confused. What? Steward Marner gritted his teeth. My sister's picture. Oh, you said my sister's little card. Steward Marner's face became even more ugly. Do you know you well? What's my sister's name? It's called Lynn Terry. The male idol reluctantly handed over all the small cards. I originally wanted to collect it. Steward Marner snatched it. Not allowed. Then he added, in exchange, my Game Gear is up to you. I'd love to say that this thing can be printed for 10 sheets for $1, but seeing that both of them looked like they were taking advantage of it, I chose to swallow the words back. On the way back to the hotel, we were all silent. Since graduating from high school, we've been in a lot less connected, and I unilaterally didn't want to contact him. I'm afraid that my non-divisive thoughts will be exposed. I'm afraid that we won't even be friends. And I'm even more afraid that it will affect each other's careers. Originally, as time went by, I felt that I could slowly let go. But what happened today was too much for me to realize. The phrase, incomparably cherished existence, still reverberates and reverberates in my heart. I can't help but think about it. In his heart, am I a family member or a friend? I didn't dare ask. One wrong step. I'm afraid I won't be able to turn back in the future. Isn't it uncomfortable? He asked me suddenly. What? Scolded. How so? I kicked the pebbles under my feet, and said in a relaxed tone, 800,000. Hey, how long do ordinary people have to work to earn it? I'm just getting a few scoldings. And my salary for playing supporting roles was not high. And after paying taxes, rent, water and electricity, there was basically nothing left. Before coming to this show, my agent and I ate 2 months of expired bento. If you accept the money and be hypocritical, it will really be a bit cheap and good. Steward Marner curled the corners of his lips, and said in a softer tone than moonlight, I forgot. My sister has always been stronger than me. I hesitated for a moment and whispered, Steward Marner, I want to cancel my Weibo account. He wasn't surprised, but thought about it and said softly, it's okay. You're not angry. Steward Marner raised an eyebrow. Why should I be angry? My Weibo is all your fans. I've worked hard for so many years. It's better for him to drain traffic for me, this time. To be honest, I felt quite frustrated. I wish my intro page was about the actor, and not a good friend of Steward Marner. Fortunately, he understands me. You can do whatever you want. I support you. For the sake of what little fame I had left, Steward Marner didn't enter the hotel, but stood on the side of the road and watched me in. I was about to leave when he suddenly called out to me, Lynn Terry. Heh. That actress who was afraid of geese became popular in the end. Right. My throat tightened, and I couldn't speak, only nodding his head. Steward Marner smiled, but the night wind blew his eyes red. It's all right. Go to sleep. Good night. Good night. That night, I dreamed of Steward Marner again. He and I have been with each other for 16 years. Under the grinding of life day after day, I have long forgotten many memories, but I remember that he bought fake shoes for me. Circumference to that time, I went to him for joy, only to overhear his friend teasing him around the corner. What's the situation? Couples are wearing them. My heart hung high. Steward Marner's answer. How is that possible? I turned and ran, scared that I would run too slowly, and I burst into tears. But when he said this, the tone of the tail note gently rose up, and I still remember it. When I dreamed back in the middle of the night, I relived this phrase countless times. Finally, the conclusion is drawn. It's because I'm not pretty enough, because I'll never dare to look him in the eye, because I'm barren and unspeakably green. Spring, when I was extremely sensitive and unconfident, his words killed my crazy feelings. Later, my girlfriend asked me if I liked him. I laughed exaggeratedly as if in revenge. How is that possible? Actually, what I'm really trying to say is, he's so good. How can he not like it? On my graduation year, I tried to stuff an unsigned love letter in Steward Marner's desk hole, but Amelia hit me right on the head. Her sisters laughed exaggeratedly. Amelia, why the hell did you reject Steward Marner? Amelia sneered disdainfully. He's too clingy, and I don't like anyone smaller than me. With that, she walked past me and left. My heart felt like it was numb, and it etched, not just for himself, but for Steward Marner. He is such a good person. He deserves to be loved, instead of being used as a talking point and being disliked for being too clingy. The shoulder was slammed off. The letter fell to the ground, and soon there were a few more footprints. When I woke up, it was still dark, and I took out my phone to check the time. Steward Marner's message popped up. In the future, you can tell my gossip on the live broadcast. I don't mind. Sister, stop tearing your own scars. It will hurt. I rolled over and lay flat, trying to catch my breath, but nothing could relieve the suffocating feeling. Why, Steward Marner, why do you want to like her? After the hype subsided, the program team changed to a female director. She scolded me sternly. Variety shows are not a coliseum for you to play tricks. I don't care what contract you signed with the former director. From today on, you will keep to yourself, and don't mess around anymore. Don't fix your gossip live broadcast. Let me go to the countryside to help the farmers. So, I got on a tractor and was pulled to the countryside to sell sweet potatoes. The live broadcast room burst into laughter. Female celebrities have to be turned upside down by tractors when they return to their hometowns. Ha 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 ha. Vivian from the city has become a girl returning to her hometown. But this sweet potato looks really delicious, and the order has been placed. I followed Grandpa and Grandma to dig sweet potatoes while trying to sell them. Audience friends, this is not an ordinary sweet potato. This is a pure natural and pollution-free sweet potato, roasted and eaten. A must. If you like it, you can buy a box to eat at home, and come to our 321 link. Unexpectedly, my professional and profound line skills, full and positive emotional ups and downs made me stand out among the anchors with goods. Soon, I rushed to the top of the list of goods. Steward Marner jumped the most happily in the barrage with a tuba. This anchor is so sweet. No, this sweet potato is so beautiful. It's so sweet. I want to eat. I want to eat. I want to eat. I want to eat. The barrage died of laughter. Steward Marner, look at your worthless look. Enough, Steward Marner. I can see you through the screen. Brother Cuss' character has collapsed since then. When Grandma and Daddy were resting, I also sat on the ridge with my ass. The barrage clamored to listen to gossip. Remembering the message Steward Marner sent me, I decided to gossip about him. Then I'll tell you a story about the top class. He became famous at a young age. He was a hot star in his teens, but few people knew that he also did well in school. Very good. Sports, piano, everything. I once asked him, why do you do everything so well? He said, I want my life to be perfect. The first Waterloo of his perfect life was planted in early love. The girl he likes is the school girl, but unfortunately the girl doesn't like him. Speaking of which, the barrage can't sit still. Who is it? It can't be Steward Marner. Right, probably not. Steward Marner doesn't know how to play the piano at all. I don't believe anyone can say no to Steward Marner. Certainly not him. Of course I knew that Steward Marner couldn't play the piano, but I was worried that being recognized by the barrage would cause trouble to Steward Marner. So I deliberately added some small details that were mixed with true and false. At this time, the barrage asked again. That girl should regret it now. Right. The person she rejected became a big star. I shook my head disapprovingly. What's wrong with the big star? If it's me, I don't like it, and I have to refuse when the King of Heaven comes. Your thoughts, my friend, are dangerous? Little did I know that my words would be the last straw that overwhelmed Steward Marner. He completely broke the defense and brushed countless barrages in one go, laughing to death. Who gave you the school flower? Yourself. Actually, I don't like you very much. Thank you. You're really pretending. Why don't you speak? Weren't you pretty chic when you rejected me? Okay, okay. For the sake of your obsession with my brother, I'll give you a chance to pull my brother's phone out of the blacklist. The brain hasn't turned a corner yet. I looked confused. So, who did you confess to back then? After the air is silent for 3 seconds, the system prompts that the other party has exited your live broadcast room. The ridicule of the barrage reached its peak at this moment. I didn't want to laugh, ha 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 ha. Steward Marner, if you're holding back, there's nothing to do, ha 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 ha. Incompetent rage, only to find out that the confession object doesn't know that you like her at all. I was wrong, Steward Marner. Who will say that you are a cool brother in the future? I am the first to disagree. This merciless ridicule lasted all day. The hot search is more explosive than the other. Hot search no. 1 pound stupid couple. Hot search number 2 pound Steward Marner useless man. Hot search 3rd pound Steward Marner. Who gave you the school flower? The 4th hot search pound Steward Marner phone blacklist. Steward Marner called me angrily. Didn't you read the love letter I wrote to you? I was ashamed. No. Then you didn't receive the ring I gave you? Nope. When did you get the school flower? Why don't I know? He asked arrogantly. The school flower is Amelia. Steward Marner was shocked by the water army to hack you. Do we have her in school? Like the lake of my heart that had dried up and gradually filled, I wanted to stand up and shout twice. So, your confession that she was rejected is also fake. Nonsense. Who is she? I'm so angry. I don't wear glasses in high school. Is it good to be indistinguishable between humans and animals? Would you fall in love with a fuzzy humanoid? That's true. Steward Marner is nearsighted and does not like to wear glasses. Steward Marner held back for a long time, and finally let out a wilt. Forget it. I'll buy you another ring. A new ring. My face burned red. Confession doesn't count. I'll do it again. I put my hand on the corner of my mouth as I was about to ascend to heaven, and replied vaguely, oh, then you turn around. I turned my head and saw Steward Marner in a suit not far away. He was dressed too formally, as out of place as the love balloons hanging from the bare branches behind him. Agents and villagers scrambled to hang balloons. I don't know whose hand let go, and the balloon flew into the sky against the wind. That's when Steward Marner came to me. Lynn Terry, I like you. A long time ago. You say you're a Waterloo in my perfect life, but that's not the case. It's because of you that I want to be perfect. After all these years, I still just like you. The Barrage is more exciting than me. Sure enough, the childhood sweetheart is a sweet woo-woo. Buy a box of sweet potatoes, and take it as a part. Lynn Terry cried woo-woo. Seeing you happy, my corpse is much more comfortable. That day, I became the top seller of sweet potatoes, in 10 miles and 8 towns. Extra. After the successful completion of the live show, I didn't choose the olive branch handed over by some big directors. Instead, I chose to log out of Weibo and continue to play my supporting role. With my unremitting efforts, I actually got out of the circle as a vicious female partner. Netizens all said that this acting is recommended to be checked. Not like acting. I was depressed. Steward Marner touched my head. Maybe you won't be able to play the lead role for a while, but you've always been the only heroine in my life. What is terrible about a short failure? What is terrible is the loss of the courage to continue trying. Just like back then, I was rejected by you fiercely. Didn't I still ask you to eat Shoxian every day? That's right, too. After winning the Best Supporting Actress award that year, I got engaged to Steward Marner. At the engagement ceremony, he finally mustered up the courage to ask me, how could that sentence you say to your girlfriend mean? You don't like me at all, do you? I propped my forehead up. Then how is that sentence of yours possible? How do you explain that? He and I stared at each other for a moment, and then we all said, only fools like him. Only a fool would like her. I'm a fool. Me too. The end.